right there is a highway, and it's Highway 412, and I came in from Fayetteville today. And then this is a road that takes you down to the neighborhood. Now in the front here, and I call it a neighborhood, I mean, they're big 5-acre lots, you really can't see. You know, you got a little older house here in the front, because again, you're in the rural area, but as I told you about the neighbors, they're actually really good people. So this is your drive down into it. Another little house there on the left. So as you come down this hill, I think the official neighborhood starts right there, right here as you come down this hill. Yeah, the rock house is there on your right. She says that they kind of watch everybody's things. So Catherine lives directly ahead of us. Let me zoom in. Ooh. So that is the entrance into Catherine's property, okay? So she lives down there and she has a log cabin. And then the house is next to it on 4 acres. So there is the house right there that we're going to tour. They're outside working today. It's a work day. That acreage, there's a house back there in the back, and then there's 10 acres over here on this side. And they're, I think she said they were in Chicago and they were planning on building their retirement home. But here is the look as you come down into the property. There are only 2 houses past here. So it's a very quiet neighborhood, quiet street. And here we make the turn into the property. There's the house. There's the auxiliary barn building. And there they are working on the rocks and the land. As you can see, the property is sloped going towards the house. And first thing you see is the auxiliary building, but right here, as the water comes this way, it's naturally driven down this rock creek bed, what they put in. So they put it in and designed it to slow down any water, give it a chance to absorb into the ground. And then it's filled with native plants to the area, things that like wet soil, different grasses. She does a lot for the insects and butterflies. So you'll see several varieties of plants or specimens of plants that are done just for that purpose. And then she took the pampas grass on out because naturally the water goes this way and then heads down between the house and the barn into those cedar trees. So I'm doing a nice pan here, and I'm on the west side of the house, and that's that breezeway walkway to get in. The entire exterior is all metal siding. There's no maintenance at all. It's all hidden raised seam, hidden fasteners. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a little walk down the barn. And as we do, I'm going to just explain a few things that we see. One of my favorite plants she has out here is the yellow-stemmed clumping dogwood. So those are those small shrubs right there. Those will look amazing here in the spring. And the native plants, the dogwoods and the redbuds, you'll find throughout it. And that's a redbud tree she planted in front of it. Here's one of her houses for the insects, to allow them to grow and have a place. So you can see where they have the wood bored out for them. So there's the back of the house, nice view of it with the sun hitting it the way it is. The large overhang, again, even that wood, that's actually a metal product out of Canada she found. Right around the house, it is surrounded in Bermuda grass. And then after you get away from the house, you'll get into fescue, which is natural here. And again, they stopped using chemicals on the property quite a few years ago. This larger, deeper area of grass, there's a natural spring that pops up during the wet weather season. So it actually runs way up the hill, goes underground, and then pops back up through here. So they let this grass stay long. And she says in the wet season, you'll have turtles and frogs, and their dog loves to play and run in it. So, but it's just this little section here between this cedar and then down below. All right, next we're gonna go to the barn. Standing in front of the barn looking back at the house, and you can see how those cedar trees give you a lot of privacy between the house and the barn. And then Catherine, the current owner, there's her log cabin, her log home. It's a log-sided home right there on the hillside. So during the summertime, you can't see each other at all. But during the winter, the cedars give you your privacy. You really can't see her house until you get down here to the barn. All right, so let's take a look inside the barn. It has two 10-foot doors, overhead doors, one on each side. There's power ran to the barn, no water. You are serviced by the rural water district. It is not well water. So it's a steel frame, red steel frame barn. So there's high ceilings. It is insulated. It's divided into two sections. Here's your dirt area. And then back here is your concrete floors. All right, back here, and this is his woodworking area. So this is Michael's woodworking area. You can see all his tables and his tools and everything like that. And then if you keep going out the back of the barn, because you will have to get a mower or hire someone to mow. But they said they can get the property done in just a few hours with this one. It used to take her 5 or 6 hours, but now she's down to 3 or 4 with the new mower. But there's the back property line. And it's hard to tell, but up there on that hill is another house back over there. So again, there was 2 houses past your drive, and that's one of them. All right, so you got a little burn pile there. This is the natural swell where the water runs through this whole area. Again, it's lined up with that creek bed, with the grassy area where that spring pops up. So, all right, then we're gonna take a walk back to the house and we'll get ready to tour around the home itself. And all right, we're approaching the house again. The lateral lines for the septic system are over on this side. So there are no lateral lines directly behind the house. So if someone did want to put another pool in or structure, they could. But they run over here where these, there's some type of, not lily, willow. There's some type of willow tree, willow shrub that she planted that does well with moisture. And then we're gonna take a peek over here underneath the cedar tree because you're gonna love this. So out here, she has a large fire pit with these giant cedar slabs, which was a cedar tree that was on this property. So, and then she picks up all the twigs, so there's plenty of twigs for firewood and start your fire. She will not use any kind of fire starter or petroleum products or anything like that. There's these great little swings throughout the property. Let's see if you can see that swing. Yep, there's one there. There's one up the hill. But one of her favorite places, and it's quickly become one of mine, is this giant slab. So this is her lounging rock. It's nestled right here underneath the trees. It's an absolutely beautiful spot to bring a book, grab your pillow, grab your blanket, and just sit out here and relax. So let's go through the rest of the grounds right around the house. This morning porch, and we call it a morning porch because it faces east, was designed to be screened in if you would want to. So when she built it, she made sure to think about that. If someone ever wanted to screen it in, they could. So technically, you know, your front door for your guests, they would come off the drive, walk through the morning porch, and come around to these big double doors. This garden, she said, was special because it's her main butterfly garden, her main insect garden. So you get a lot of beautiful color, hummingbirds in here and things like that. But these are the main front doors, if you want to technically say this is the front of the house. And there's those red willow dogwoods. Most of the stones were brought from other parts of the property, and you'll find throughout this place. But let's just do a slow pan all the way around here from the front porch. Love that view.